Hi guys, we're here today to talk about antigens. Now an antigen is any sort of foreign substance, usually on the surface of virus or bacteria or any sort of invader within the body. Antigens are a paracrine signal that will act as ligands to B cell receptors, and fragments of antigens attached to MHC2 molecules will bind to T helper cell molecules. Now B cells have a B cell receptor, which is a protein called immunoglobulin. When this happens, the antigen is digested and broken down into small pieces inside the cell. MHC2 proteins will then bind to the fragments of the antigen and make its way towards the cell membrane. Here, a helper T cell will bind, which then activates the B cell. This will cause the B cell to divide, forming memory cells and effector cells. The memory cells are going to have more immunoglobulin proteins than usual, and they're just going to stay around so that anytime in the future, if the antigen invades the body again, the cells have a higher chance of responding and the body will fight it faster. While immunoglobulins are B cell receptors, they're also antibodies. The effector cells will then produce free-floating antibodies, which will bind to the antigen in a process called capsaicin. When helper T cells bind to antigen fragments on MHC2 molecules on either a B cell or a phagocyte, which is a cell that will eat antigens, it becomes activated as well. Just like B cells, this causes it to divide, forming memory cells and effector cells. The effector cells will then produce proteins called cytokines, which act as an alarm to alert the rest of the body of the antigen. Cytotoxic T cells are T cells that attack abnormal or unhealthy cells. This can be a cancer cell or a cell already invaded by a virus, bacteria, or other antigen. The cytotoxic T cell will bind to the MHC1 protein complex on the cell that has presented the abnormal proteins the cell has produced. This activates the cytotoxic T cell, producing more memory and effector cells. The effector cells will bind to unhealthy cells, as mentioned before, and form proteins to latch the two together. The cytotoxic T cell effector cells will then release perforins, a molecule that will degrade the outer membrane of the unhealthy cell. Then it will release granzymes, a molecule that will tell the unhealthy cell to destroy itself. And that's how antigens cause immune responses within the body. Thanks for watching.